Part 2. Positive and negative lightworkers working in tandem. Just to recap, we, the lightworkers of the world, of which there are approximately 4 billion, 2 billion are lightworkers of the positive, and 2 billion are lightworkers of the negative. And I say once again, we are all lightworkers, and we have chosen the role that we want to play in this particular experience. So please do not think of the lightworkers of the negative as being less than. No, all equal. As I've often thought throughout this process, particularly the last year or so, my goodness, fancy choosing to be the light worker of the negative, and then I have to remind myself, no. Those who choose that particular role know precisely what they are doing, and they are doing it for good reason, to be the catalyst for the light worker of the positive to overcome the negatives that they are prompted by their soul, their consciousness, to put forth. And they, in the main, do not know this is the case. And I know from my own partner of the negative that he was sometimes amazingly bewildered by his behaviour. The CC have also told me that he has been a champion of the light workers of the negative. And as I said in the previous post, part 1, after we, the light workers of the positive, have overcome the negative responses that we have when negativity comes our way, and that could be resentment, it could be anger, it could be fear, it could be any number of negative responses. And once we do that, once we learn by asking, please help me, dear soul. That's what I used to say. Please, my dear soul, help me not to be affected by this, because I knew, because I was being given that guidance, I knew that that was what I needed to do. As the light worker of the positive, I needed to learn not to be affected. It took some time. As I was doing that, I was basically giving off the energy of I'm not affected by those negative energies. And the process is, the less that we, the light worker of the positive, are affected by the behaviour of the light worker of the negative, the less he is prompted into that behaviour, into that negativity. And the beauty of that process is that once we have overcome the negativity given to us by our light worker of the negative, it is then their turn. They are no longer then guided to that behaviour. And this allows them a great deal of confusion, because once they were behaving in such a fashion and now they're not, but that particular condition allows them to do for themselves what they have done for us. They then, although bewildered and somewhat confused, they then become more like the light worker of the positive. Hallelujah. When I first started seeing this in my partner, Keith, the light worker of the negative extraordinaire, it was a wonderful thing to witness, to see the light in his eyes, to see the happiness on his face, to see the positivity that he began to put forward instead of all that negativity. It has been a couple of years of observing him and watching these what seem to be miraculous changes, but they are not miraculous. They are part of the process that you and I and our partner of the negative have agreed to undertake. You are welcome to click on the link, download the PDFs, download the audios, and acquaint yourself with this process. And like me, you may end with a partner extraordinaire. I adore Keith. Always have. Always will. And now the CC say we are going through the process of becoming one. Becoming one in thought and action. And I'm enjoying this journey. Once again, the CC are saying many blessings, dear ones. Many blessings to all.